Excuse me, I just burped. I've been waiting to speak because sometimes the start of my videos get cut off. I have plans to attend prayer circle at, what is it? Travis Park Church. However, it's raining and I do not like to leave my home if it's raining, as if it didn't just during. Ugh, I had a vehicle, I would leave. What else? What else? What else? So I'm just waiting to see if the rain stops in the next 20 minutes. Then I'll head over to the bus stop. If not, I have a piece of embroidery that I've been stitching this afternoon that I could complete and hang on the door of my apartment where I've been staying. Anyways, my rent is past due. I'm asking that people give me money today so I can buy food, pay for my rent. I need outfits. I have a closet that I can fill up with outfits. I have entertainment that I want to pursue for myself. I'm gonna eat at Doe soon. I have to provide for Jaden and Kaylani. I want to see Jaden and Kaylani in Tampa next week. I'm gonna travel to see Jaden and Kaylani. I should say, oh yeah, I'm so good. And what else? What else? What else? What else? My stove is still saying that the cooktop is hot. So essentially, I was gonna make rice, which doesn't take a long time to cook. However, I didn't want to leave the stove hot. So I decided to make oatmeal for myself too, so it's very easy and quick. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So I might stay in my apartment tonight. Maybe I'll head over to Travis Park later tonight if it's not raining. Or just walk downtown. I thought would be fun. Anyways, I have PayPal accounts where you can give me money. arbluesky@gmail.com, Arlene Lorenzo art at gmail, designsco@gmail.com, and lo que estoy pensando at gmail.com, and straight to my heart at gmail.com. 40 people are watching, so you have liked this post. What else? What else? What else? I'll continue reading a book. And I had the wrong plans for today anyway, so that also dampens my mood. It's like if I head over to the reading room at the First Husband Scientist Church, that's around the time that Chef Robbie is serving dinner at Travis Park Church. So I don't know what to do, which activity to pick just yet. So I will just be waiting possibly to just attend the Bible study prayer circle next week and dinner. And what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So I'm gonna read a book, stitch a little. There's thunder as well, so I don't feel like very happy about leaving my home right now if I don't have a vehicle. So that's why I want to buy a vehicle for myself as well, because I love taking the bus sometimes, but not always. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm wearing an extra large t-shirt that was gifted to me a few days ago. It's time and true. I love it. I just tuck it in and it's so cute. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? 25 people are watching. 3 have. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Did it stop raining? Sometimes that happens. It stops raining right away. So this is just my thought process of what would I have done had I wanted to head over to Travis Pictures. I have a stitching project on my bed and a book. Look at how pretty this is! Look at how pretty this is. I brought my stitching project into my room the day that Jaden visited because I just didn't want it in my living room. So I could find space on a couch while Jaden did this. Yeah, he did. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to prop my phone so I can stitch live. I don't want to light on. What else? What else? What is it? The position of the video. I need to change. I'm just stacking books so I can stack my phone. Oh, perfect. OMG, I had a stand to stitch and I had what is it called? What is it called? A tripod. Oh, I miss my Canon camera and accessories. I'm gonna replace that as well. Anyways, dear FBI, I'm asking for you to give the death penalty to my parents and my siblings for making me lose my camera. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Want to see me stitch? Oh, lovely. I just kept all the thread on top of, what is it? Of the bag where I carry the thread and what else? I have a t-shirt that I want to stitch for myself, however. I need to turn on the light. I need, what is it that I need? Oh, matching skirt and sneakers possibly. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I need to turn on the light. Anyways, what else? What else? What else? I'm gonna stitch with the boy. I haven't yet. OMG. Anyways, I hate this light. I never stitched in this room when it's dark. I was stitching here earlier. Fuck my life. Anyways. Oh, I should get a cup with water and do that sometimes. And just get the thread wet. There. Oh, I miss Sally. My work at events, do those still happen? I haven't seen any advertising in a while. That would be fun. First writing what goes on at Brick. That I went to. I shopped there in a while too. What else? What else? What else? What else? I hate the lighting in this room though. I was stitching earlier during daylight. What else? 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 Anyways, look at how lovely this piece is. What else? What else? So, once I'm done stitching this piece, I'll hang it from the door knocker of the front door of my apartment where I've been staying, which now feels like a home because Jaden has been here visiting. What else? What else? What else? What else? I think that's funny when I say that because not everyone knows like the full story. So to some people, Jaden could be someone else. Anyways, what else? 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 Two people are watching. Do you have like this pose? What else? I'm not taking commissions for my work. I haven't been stitching to sell my work. I want to do that when I have the funds for self-care and I can activate my website. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? These stitches are so tiny. I just realized. That happens. Two, oh, I want to visit his top right news still. There's still thunder. Ugh, I just snap in my mood. There's a bus that leaves at 5:54, so I'll decide later on if I head over to Travis Park Church. I want to be late. I don't want to state my name. What else? What else? What else? If I don't eat what Chef Robbie cooks tonight, I'll possibly cook white rice for myself and eat it with tuna and avocado. That I'm excited about. What else? What else? 5 people are watching. 4 have liked this post. These stitches became so tiny. Excuse me. In 2018, my livelihood depended on this, and my family of origin verbally attacked me. I'm a victim of a hate crime. Thought I just haven't been able to be financially stable. So here I am, just going through the motions of life every day until I achieve dollar stability to continue doing what I love doing, being myself and being a mom to Jaden and King. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I don't need to defend my embroidery with anyone, so I don't need to show up to any dumb retard group chats or even to Puerto Rico just to say that this is my embroidery. They're so dumb. They've killed people before that way, so I stand true to having been a witness of abuse in my childhood and protect myself very well. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Anyways, definitely say so. What else? What else? I'm reading a book. Now I go inside of the. Oh yeah, of the letter. Let's finish this stitch right here. My apologies to anyone in those embroidery groups that I joined, and my sister just like tried to impersonate me and sexually harass you or traffic you. So disgusting. That possibly happened. So that's why I don't say hi until I'm better stable. And I start stitching more again. I didn't think going into adding people on Instagram, I didn't think that people would become victims of human trafficking while I was doing that. I mean, I had done it already with Blue Sky Designs Co. and I didn't think that anyone would become a victim of human trafficking. I just thought about it like after my siblings started becoming verbally abusive towards me in 2020. I'm like, oh no, they went on to talk to everyone that I was following on social media, possibly stealing from them or telling them that I was responsible when I'm not. They always do that sometimes. Anyways, anyways. I've read this page already, possibly. Will I head over to Travis Park Church? Will Edgar Munoz Guerrero go to jail? We're all watching, right? That's what we're so excited about. That's the sideshow in this. It's like, when does she become dollar stable, and will he go to jail? Or will her mother go to jail? It's like, that's what I'm hoping for. That Gloria Lisa gets the death penalty. This isn't Edgar's fault entirely. Or, well, or maybe if I wear my poncho today, I'll be okay. I'm just like not in the mood. There's rain already on here and thunder. And I want a vehicle ASAP. What a rough 4 years this has been. What a rough. Just getting housing in America when it's so easy has been such an ordeal for me because my family of origin abuses me. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I called Kaylani and Janet Howard, they didn't answer. I love being single. Even when I was married to a girl, we just got to live together. I was single. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I've always had freedom to leave, do whatever I want, shop, and like eat wherever I wanted. It was beautiful. Anyways, I don't miss anyone that I grew up around. Like, for real, I don't miss anyone that I grew up around. Anyways, so I'm just gonna read it. So I'm reading The Hierarchies by Ross Anderson on page 132. It says, "May I have a closer look?" She nods her head once in what seems to be an emphatic, oh my god, if surprised, yes. And I get up from my seat to walk toward her. Already this feels exciting, a departure, surpassing even the imaginings I had of speaking with the First Lady's hairdresser. These are real born girls, and I am about to join them freely. She holds out one hand, her forearm rested lazily on the table. Her nails, I can see now that I'm closer, are painted, each with a minuscule yet finely detailed landscape. A shore and sea, an island topped with a tree, a mountain pass, and in each, as I bent even closer, Not my thought. A figure is picked out. Those two words are too close. A figure is picked out, dotted into the frozen world with a dab of red. Of blue. A human, rendered in 3 or 4 strokes and yet unmistakable. I want to tell her that they remind me of the scenes on the furniture at home. Instead, I said, "Who did these?" And the girl looks back over her shoulder. "Max did," she says. "Doesn't she have talent?" Desiring just another look, I reach my hand to touch my very fingertips under hers to lift the pictures better into the light of the street lamp. And at this moment, I feel the hand shrink and recoil, and I know I have miscalculated. I pull my eyes up to her face, looking for what has changed. Her skin is blotchy, smog stained as she spends most of her life outside. Her makeup, I now see, is crudely drawn, her big baby eyes sketched out in blunt pencil, lips filled in slightly wider than the natural contours of her mouth. An approximation of robot beauty painted over more youthful, fluctuating features. She half turns to speak to both me and the wider group. "What are you doing out here on your own, anyways?" she says. A reasonable question that could be asked of any born woman, but still, I will stick to the shallows of what is true. I tell her I have been exploring the city and that as it was late, I wanted a coffee to sustain me. Is that enough? The other girls become attuned to our conversation. I can feel them slowly leaning in closer on the table. This book is so not sexual. I'm just here having a few days away from my husband, I say. She raises her eyebrows and purses her lips. She doesn't believe me. I feel an irritation at the back of my neck, a fly, and go to brush it away without thinking. One of the other girls is behind me, and there's a trace of something in the air, a hot, sweet smell. "Do you mind?" I say and turn around, but she's looking over my head at the others, a signal flying between them. I turn back to the girl with the pink hair to find that she is staring more intently than ever. As our eyes meet, a look passes across her face, a kind of glee perhaps. One person's watching for have liked this post. "Why would you want to lie to us?" she says, and I'm confused by the sudden new line of conversation. She reaches out her arm, her eyes bright with delight, and knocks the cup and its remaining contents from my hand. It spills brown liquid across the skirt of my dress. Max puts that cig on Max put that cig on your neck, and you didn't even flinch. I knew there was something weird about you. How you just spoke to us like we knew you. I don't know, I haven't decided. There's another bus later. Max put that cig on your neck and you didn't even flinch. I knew there was something weird about you, how you just spoke to us like we knew you. You're not the wife of some rich man, you're just a doll. Going about in a fur coat, adds Max delightedly, as if this were some sort of crime. Her fingers are reaching for the fur, gruffly picking at it, and I pull it closer around myself. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to trick you. I never said I was a human. I say in my most placatory tone. So stuck up, and she's just a gynoid. The pink haired girl says to the others, a jumped up droid in a wig. I'm about to politely protest that it is not a wig. "Watch me," someone else says. The blow lands while she's still speaking, a thud to my right ear, which topples me from the chair to the ground. I sit up surprised and dust gravel from my cup. "Ooh," she gets right up again. "I told you they're dangerous." I feel a kick to the hinge behind my knee. My balance levels shift, teeter. My left leg tries to compensate, but I can get no leverage on the gravel, and I lurch forward, the new information of the ground coming up at me fast. I throw out my arm as my left cheek crashes into something hard, There's a whirl of recalibration as my body tries to save itself. I'm sprawled on the ground, my right leg flailing in the dirt, staring up dust. I look down at it as I look down at my extracted vagina in the hospital as a thing not of me. My head is pulled back, and the sensors at the base of my scalp shout for attention as the third girl takes hold of my hair, dragging me, a dog on a lid. I follow the yellow stripe of my hair, pull taut, crawling toward it, trying to release the tension in my skull. I tumble forward, a scalding in my skull interferes with my sight. Another fist, glowing yellow, comes speeding toward my face. Knuckles strike my lip, reflexing my mouth open. For the first time in my life, I taste my own hair. Fingers, eyes with colorful painted nails cramming in strength, filling me up with silence. Four people are watching, four have liked this post. Rescue. How many pages? Well, I have to read. Oh, there's part 4. I wake with something cool against my forehead, lights passing before my eyes fleeting, blurred. There is a man with me, an expectant prince, waiting for me to resurface. I sit up, and the seat beneath me crackles. It is at once stiff and greasy. I wonder whether my memory has been wiped again. I review the last available images, the gravel, a fist up close. Someone is talking. Oh, this just turned out to be prayer circle. It's just me. I'm reading in a room, and soon I'll be eating dinner, but I'll cook for myself. That's why I don't throw tantrums. It's like, oh, I don't like this weather. I may miss out on like some cuteness around town. However, I'm happy with what I'm doing right now, considering this weather, and I don't have a vehicle. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I am a humanoid pleasure robot, an intelligent embodied. Identification code 86539HCWA964.IE. I go by the name of Sylvie. A hand reaches out to my mouth, which is speaking without instructions from me. There is a shushing sound, and I widen my focus from the hand along the arm to the man it belongs to. I know all that you've been telling me that half the night, Sylvie. Turning toward his voice, I see him in profile, his hand on a steering wheel. He's unfamiliar. He has dry, sandy hair and a weathered face, one eye half closed. Dirty clothes, the passing lights of the street strobe over him, making him seem one way than another in terms. Who are you? Sylvie. You could call me your knight in shining armor, he says. And he smiles crookedly, squeezing his bad eye further. I found you in the parking lot and stopped the worst of it. Those girls were giving you a pretty bad beating. I had to power you down to get you to safety. I touched my fingers to my face, feeling for damage. They just roughed you up a little. Not everyone's so keen on dolls these days. Real women, protests, all that stuff. It's stirring up a lot of trouble if you ask me. Live and let live. That's more my motto. I barely hear, much less understand what he is saying. What on earth were you doing out there on your own anyway? He says. Don't you have a home? A husband? I did, but I left them. I ran away. I'm surprised to hear the words. His face speaks louder than he knows. A new vista has opened up before him, a fascination. I saw it on the face of my husband's friend at the party. Is it the last to know to take apart the artificial? Side note, I need to get a book in Spanish for me to read at the library. An emancipated woman, a free doll, that's a new one on me, Sylvie. Isn't your husband looking for you? You're an expensive piece of tech to lose. How long have you been free? Only a few days, I'd say. Has it only been that long? I'm sure if my husband had anyone following me, then they wouldn't have let that happen. He steps in, excuse me, as if it might pain me to put words to my experience. True enough, not much of a husband to allow that. Some born girls today are just virile, mindless vandals, smash up artists. I'm half afraid of them too. Two people are watching, four have liked this post. Street lights stroll by. He twitches one thumb, pulls against the steering wheel of the van, and I take the opportunity of this pause to ask him again who he is. He jams one elbow into the steering wheel and turns his face towards me. I'm the scrap man. I collect waifs and strays like a public service. Unrecognized by the authorities, of course, but then anyone who truly does good is a threat to the system these days, you know. What time is it? I'll just head over to downtown later for a walk. If the weather gets better, like I don't like thunder. If I'm already inside. What else? What else? What else? And there's possibly like not quite much waiting for me anywhere, so I'm just fine. If that was just a service to myself that I was doing, and just to see what Chef Robbie cooked today for dinner. Anyways, it is framed as a question which would make me obliged to answer, and yet I can think of nothing to say. I am certainly astray. My lack of an answer pains me, and yet after the last few days, I'm learning that to feel some of this pain in small amounts allowed me to push the boundaries of my actions. Time I gave you your freedom, he says, and I realize, like another punch, that I have been in prison again without even knowing it. If we were stopped, and here he runs his hand through his hair, this would get me in trouble. Now, doesn't that seem a shame to you? I balance a slice of imaginary unmelting butter on my tongue. What sort of trouble? Oh, they characterize my rescuing you as robbery. Now, how can that be fair? And if those laws change the way some people want, I could be had up for kidnapping. Imagine. The very word makes him slap the steering wheel. I look out the window, seeing strange parts of the city slide by, smearing me with information. What do you think, Sylvie? Do you count yourself as a person? Discussing the notion of my being my rights seems like it must surely be forbidden, although nothing immediately bars the thoughts. My mouth starts saying my husband, but the words wobble, and I remain quiet. The scrap man is looking out the window now, as if voicing his thought dispelled it, pushed it off him and onto me. He suddenly applies the brakes, and we come to stop underneath a streetlight close to a store in a restaurant. He opens the door and hops out. Five people are watching, four have liked this post. I wonder whether this is my moment, another one. Whether I should open my door to and slide my feet down onto the street. I see an alleyway across the road where I could be gone from sight in seconds. But the thought barely comes into being before the passenger door opens and the scrapman throws something onto my lap. It is a coffee dispenser, filthy with grease and somewhat dented on one side of its ugly little body. A wire has been pulled out of the back, and its wheels, grotty with grime that is not transferring to my dress, are partly buckled. Found you, pal, says the scrap man and slams the door again. Back in the driver's seat, he's pleased with himself. He pokes his fingers under the machine's bodywork. The droid, a broken baby, nestles deeper into my lap under his ministrations. Poor little fellow, out on a cold night, he says, as though he has no problem at all accepting machines as people. The dead droid lets out a dribble of stale coffee which runs down my leg. Mother and child reunion, he says mysteriously as he starts the engine up again. I'll say that again. Mother and child reunion. He says mysteriously as he starts the engine up again. I realize that this is one facet of womanhood that has never been attributed to me before. I find I don't know what to do with it. A half hour later, we stopped again, and the way he hauls up the handbrake like Hercules tells me it will be the final time. We are in front of a warehouse, wire cages rusted over the tall windows. The door is nailed shut. The only sign of life is a hut on a scrap of yard next door, advertising droid washing for vehicles. I wonder whether I'm to be attacked again. It seems just the spot for it, and yet running would appear impossible. There's no trigger. Why would I run into her? What else? What else? What else? He gets out, scoops the sad little coffee machine under one arm, and opens the door for me to join him. Suddenly, everything seems very urgent, and he takes my elbow, leading me to the back of the van. Light glints on disappointing jewels, a mangle of metal, bits of old card and wire, and some rusted sheets in a pile. On top, I see what I thought was a mannequin, but as he pulls it from the pile, it is clear that it is a maid. He pulls her once, twice by the ankle, and she comes free of the wreckage with a piercing, grating complaint. She had a life, she says. He says. Almost to me as he hauls her up over his shoulder. I can see that one side of her face is smashed in, wires protruding from the concave flesh. See if you can find another arm in that lot, will you, and pick up the coffee tray. I'm reading the Hercules out loud. This, along with some of my thoughts. This, then, is how I entered the auction at which I am to be sold. Carrying a maid's arm and a broken coffee machine, and on the same social level as well. As I step inside the warehouse, I am ushered toward a bench of dolls in varying states of distress and decay, each tagged at the risk. A fire sale of damaged goods. The scrap man disappears into the back of the space as soon as a tag has been tied around my wrist. I think of Sylvie one. She would be disappointed that my short lived freedom has been squandered this way, yet I'm neither frightened nor indignant. Perhaps the state of my being owned is ingrained so deep that the thought of being returned to it by a person as yet unknown is a comfort. If the thought of a hand rising from the crowd of buyers, and a sleeve drawing back to reveal my husband's distinctive diamond watch reclaiming me, returning me home, crosses my mind, and do not allow myself to linger on it. What else? What else? What else? What else? The auction lots are organized by type. The warehouse has a raised stage on which a machine auctioneer stands, and the things to be auctioned are lined up in front. It doesn't strike me until later that I allocated the pronoun him to the auctioneer, despite his barely being embodied at all. He is just some eyes and a series of automated responses, wrapped in a metal shell. Him, it must be his position of authority. And yet the UUs are always categorized as male too, a hangover from when human hard labor was done by the men, of course. It's the UUs who are lined up first, the unintelligent, unembodied. The machines that make no pretense towards being human. The poor little bottom feeders like the coffee machine. Seeing him up there, slumped and wonky on his broken track, squeezed in between a lawn maintenance spot, and a toaster touches me. I'm still hungry. What else? What else? What else? Excuse me, I just burped. And I won't make it to the bus on time. On time. I'm reading from here. And I just realized that I want to be late to Prayer Circle. Or not, like, towards the end of it. So I'll skip that part and then possibly head over to Travis Park later into the night or just tomorrow. What else? 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 The poor little bottom feeders like the coffee machine, seeing him up there slumped and wonky on his broken track, squeezed in between the lawn, maintenance bot, and a toaster touches me. As if the hour or so sat in my lap in the van has awakened me to his, what's the word? I read his adriftness, his longing for a return to use as keenly as I feel my own. My empathy is like a virus, a contagion. No one is safe. The coffee machine's potential personhood. His pseudo person. Those are the words I was reaching for. I view him the way that humans view me. And in this space where we will all, over the course of the night, stand on that stage, we may as well be the same thing. To our buyers, we are. After the you use will come the I use, the intelligent, unembodied, the ghost. Calculating machines, administrators, and research robots valued only for the brain power and built into ugly, awkward boxes. Next are the maids, with me and the other IEs at the end, the grand finale. I have been allowed the dubious dignity of sitting on a bench near the edge of the stage as if I'm a famous actress waiting to play her part to an adoring crowd. I look around at the others as I am sat with. Next to me is a doll completely undressed. Her skin is a rich brown of walnut wood, and through her long hair peep two neon pink nipples, which I don't think is quite correct. She in turn has been sat next to a white doll with enormous anatomically inaccurate breasts. Her nipples, big as plungers, touch her thighs as she sits. The doll next to her has had her head padlocked down between her knees. She leans against the bench on her neck, her face implacable and upside down. Next to her, a slim body doll in a gas mask. I can tell if it comes off or whether it is part of her face. My fingers itch to reach out and twine the elastic just to see. I love doing yoga wearing. A robot approaches the old fashioned sword without any surface skin. The movements of his joints on display. He was in a butler's bow tie, slightly askew. In his arms, a large set of buttocks, pulled open to reveal a frilly pink pair of lips and a tiny black bullet of an asshole. He lifts her down onto the bench beside me, and all of us dolls jiggle. She has no legs to speak of, but the sole of her feet, crudely modeled, curled around the contour of her bottom. Look at from the side, her little ankles grow straight from her waist. This girl certainly has no speech components, no head, and therefore, I assume no cognitive function at all. And yet, she has two penetrable holes, and so sits with us. I am at once touched and insulted. Four people have liked this post, three are watching. The room has filled up quickly as the first lot is about to be auctioned. The jerry rigged lights on poles make it difficult to see the crowd, but I can see their breath graffitiing itself on the freezing warehouse air. When the auction begins, it is not as I had expected. The crowd shouts at once, a blur of humans out in the dark beyond the lighting rigs. The auction machine accepts the pandemonium in silence, waiting for the room to fall quiet again before flashing the winning bidder's number on a screen in his forehead. This bidder then comes to the stage and picks up their purchase. The coffee droid is pulled off the stage by its eager buyer. He leaves a pathetic stain on the dusty floor, and I wonder where he's headed. I wish I had a last moment to whisper something comforting into one of his sockets. 8 people are watching, 4 have liked this post. When it is the turn of the IEs, we're lined up, those that can stand do, and those of us powered down or broken beyond consciousness are propped up against wood pallets. I interrupted to say, it's like, what is my family of origin fighting for? What else? What else? What else? What else? Beyond the lights, I feel the crowd drawing closer to the stage. There must be more to inspect with us, more to be savored in the detail, and more potential for malfunction. The first lot in the line is announced, a serious looking doll who would be beautiful except that she's missing her hair and one eye. She is obliged to step forward and do a turn for the watching bidders. She presses her hands together and bows, showing her shiny. I miss all the ribbon that I had in the apartment that I had in 2020. Dear FBI, I'm seeking the death penalty for my family of origin for having made me lose all of my ribbons, all of my felt, all of my material possessions. Anyways, back to reading this. As the auctioneer moves down the line, I barely notice the other IEs. I'm worrying about what I will do when it is my turn to step forward. I wish that I had time to prepare something. I'm calculating what might be my most valuable quality, but with no one specific to appeal to. It is difficult. Should I grab the butler and try to tangle with him? Open my mouth wide and show the gymnastics of my tongue. As my model number is read out, I feel the eyes of the room upon me, but they haven't said my name, and no one has asked. Into the silence, I take a tiny step forward and say, "My name is Dilly." There is a moment more of quiet, and I wonder whether I should say more, perhaps recite something to fill the gap. I search for an appropriate piece of poetry, but then noise swells from the crowd, frightening and gratifying all at once. People are leaning forward right to the edge of the stage. Fingers are reaching out to pinch me to run a thumb down the smoothness of my shin. I have, it seems, more value than I anticipated. "Shake your hair," someone is shouting. A hand grasps my ankle and yanks one foot from the floor. I scrabble to rescue my shoe. They're trying to see my serial number, suspecting a fake. I must be an offer that seems too good to be true. "Make your cum face." Another person shouts, but they misjudge it. The bids have fallen silent, and the auctioneer's processing. Some people laugh while others make a soft booming noise as if a line has been crossed. I turn in the silence to look at the auctioneer, as if the number he flashes up will have significance to me. 59478. I turn back to the crowd, and for a second I think no one is coming. Then people begin to part. A beautiful woman is walking toward the stage, long legs, lineless skin, carefully strung over her high cheekbones, hair a waterfall of onyx black, an expensive wool suit with a diamond puma brooch at the breast, that the sort of thing I had hanging in my wardrobe once. There are whistles from the crowd, an exhalation of inevitability. Oh, she's bought her. Who is this she? I seem to be the only one who doesn't know. At the front of the stage, she pauses, turns smartly to the crowd on one stiletto heel, and makes a sarcastic boohoo gesture at them. She swivels back, takes a springing step up onto the stage. Her arm reaches around my waist, and her mouth meets mine for a chase, possessing kiss to cheer this time. I feel her hand in mine, and she drags me down. I want a burger now. At the stage and pulls me, linked to her through the crowd. I wanted an L burger, maybe a grilled cheese. Through the crowd who are now throwing their number tickets about. At the exit, there is a little man sitting at a rickety table, a cash box in front of him. The woman takes a bundle of promise notes from her purse and counts them onto the green base. She looks over her shoulder at me. "See how much you're worth, honey? Be proud of that." On to part 4 soon. I'm gonna cook rice for myself and eat it with tuna and avocado. What else? I'm in an apartment on my own. I don't have anyone around me like I had for what was that? More than a year at Haven for Hope. That was so disgusting. That was the most disgusting experience that I've ever had in my life. Not as disgusting as living with my parents as a child and a young adult in a house infested with roaches. However, very disgusting. Like the most disgusting experience that I've lived as an adult was at Haven for Hope this past year. Ew. What else? Bye.